Hello again, everyone. What is up? We're back with another Final Fantasy XIV video. In the last video, I believe we've wrapped up all of Ul'dah's current problems, particularly the case of the missing crown that belonged to the Sultana. We did go ahead and confront the Master Mage that was kinda being a pain in the ass, but he's dealt with. We're good, and we have a new task from Reborn. I've prepared these letters for my counterparts in the Eorzean Alliance. "5 years ago, we looked on, powerless as our brothers and sisters were taken from us at Cartano. First by the Garleans, and then by that thrice-damned primal called forth by their treachery. Not a day goes by that I do not think of my fallen comrades, and the warriors of light of whom no trace remained. The tragedies of the Calamity are not so easily forgotten, nor should they be. In remembering all we've lost, we're reminded of what we still have. And so I mean to mark the 5th anniversary of the Battle of Cartano with a memorial service honoring the fallen. It is my hope that my counterparts in the Alliance will agree to do the same. And I would have you bear my words to them as my personal envoy. Why you? Because your deeds mark you out as the nearest thing I have to a warrior of light. I can think of none more worthy of the role. The question is, will you accept it?" "I'm down for some traveling." "Then it is agreed. You will journey to Gridania and Limsalominsa as my official representative. Now, that's a great many malms to travel, but I've neither the time nor patience to wait around while you do it on foot. I hereby grant you permission to use the airship routes connecting the 3 city-states. This pass serves as proof of your privilege. Gone are the days when airship travel was available to all. The ever-present threat of Imperial attack has forced us to impose drastic restrictions out of concern for public safety. These passes are only granted when circumstance demands it, as in this case. Though there were others who insisted you be granted one regardless. IJ, I'm not alone in seeing it. Your potential is plain. But I have said enough. In the name of the Sultana, I bid you go forth. See for yourself the wonders of the realm for which the warriors of light risked all. Rise to your calling and fulfill your promise. And should your path be barred by man or beast, strike fast and true, for victory belongs to the bold. Now go, Jay, and heed the crystal's guidance should you ever lose your way." Alright, so here's where things really open up. For the past, we're level 21 right now. Past 21 levels, we've just been here in Ul'dah dealing with most of the quests here. The story stuff related to this area currently. Got the Sultana and her crown back, everything should be Gucci here. Now, we get to explore the world a bit more by visiting the other 2 city-states. And obviously, doing what adventurers do best, helping them out with their needs. So, while we are just going there to convince the other leaders of Limsalominsa and Gridania to, do a memorial service for the Battle of Cartano, we're going to be doing some other stuff as well. Oh, whoops, I'm the wrong way, am I? Wait a minute, wait, why does this always trip me up? So we're here. Oh, because I went too far ahead. I need to go to Momodi first. Oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no. So, okay, let's do that then. That was my mistake. So let's fix that, shall we? Alright, here's where we meant to go first. Ah, back from your meeting with Reborn, are you? What did the big man have to say? Is that a fact? Personal envoy of the Flame General himself. So, you'll be bearing the great man's words to the leaders of the Alliance, will you? And by airship. Bugger me, that's an honor and a half, that is. But I can't think of anyone who deserves it more. I'm proud of you, Jay. I truly am. Now, I dare say Raban told you this, but not many people get to go on airships these days. In fact, most folk who go to their graves have never once seen Eorzea from above. Poor buggers shuffle off to meet Thal, having never known the blues of Limsa shimmering seas or the myriad greens of leafy Gridania. But not you, Jay. You'll see those sights and more, and everywhere you go, you'll find fascinating folk with fascinating tales to tell. The people you meet, the places you go, savor these experiences. For they are priceless all. Saying that, it'd be remiss of me if I didn't remind you to be careful out there. Ul'dah ain't the only place beset by troubles, as you'll discover when you visit Limsa and Gridania. Truth be told, that might well be exactly what the General wants you to realize. I think he knows what kind of man you are, Jay. And what kind's that, you ask? Why, the kind that can't resist sticking his nose in other people's business, of course. And don't you ever go changing. Safe travels, Jay. I'll see you when you get back. Alright, now we can go to the airship landing. Attention all passengers, the airship bound for Limsa is about to depart. Please make your way to the boarding gate. And we're off. Oh, everyone came to say bye. When first we met beneath the Sultan tree, I sensed there was something unusual about him. I wonder if they'll feel the same. Godspeed, Jay. Godspeed. If I'm right, they'll be singing your praises from here to the far reach before long. May you always walk in the light of the crystal. Oh, Castrum Occidens. Ooh, Empire shenanigans.
It has been 15 years, but the bitter taste of defeat lingers still. 15 years since the Imperial fleet set course for Mordona, led by the Egrios, mightiest of all vessels. Silver Till lay ripe for the taking, and all of Eorzea would soon be ours.
I believe this would be a recap of events from Final Fantasy XIV version 1.0 before it got the reboot that we now know as A Realm Reborn.
Though we succeeded in slaying that lord among worms, the dread serpent's defeat was bought at too high a price. Our invincible flagship was lost, and all hope of victory with her. So ended our glorious conquest. Eorzea, a blighted realm, riddled with false gods. Twice now it has eluded the Empire's grasp. For all the destruction it wrought, even Meteor, the great sin, failed to yield us control over it. And for this failure, the realm has sunk deeper into depravity. It is twisted beyond all reckoning, rotten nigh to the core. Yet it must be saved. Only Garlean rule can bring order to Eorzea. It falls to us to deliver the misguided masses from their ignorance.
We are of one mind, Lord Van Balthar.
Oh, what is that? I think they just found something potentially dangerous.
Senior engineers, please report to Magitech research following scheduled inspection.
Hey, is the Legatus really planning to take another tilt at Eorzea?
Hey? What hole have you been hiding in? We're in the midst of preparing for a new campaign, and a huge one at that.
But I thought the Emperor had given up the Western lands for lost after Carteneau. What could the Legatus possibly hope to gain by acting alone?
I sense you harbor certain doubts over the wisdom of the Legatus's plan.
My lord!
Please, call me Nero. Tell me, where were you born?
Ul'dah, my lord.
Alamigo, my lord.
Ah, codename Hummingway, I presume.
Oh shoot, did we have a spy in there?
I don't know what you...
Silence. Your denials will not change your fate. I assure you, Frumentarium sees all. Clean up this mess, and do not miss any, or I shall be most displeased.
At once, my lord.
Garland, soon you will be made to know the true power of Magitech.
Things are getting interesting indeed, but here we are. Limsa Lumensa. Okay, so seeing as we're gonna have access to the other two city-states, we have some things to take care of while we're here. First things first, whenever we do enter a new city-state, we always need to attune ourselves to its aetheryte and all the other Ethernet shards that are dotted around the city. Same as before within Ul'dah, it's just gonna make getting around here so much easier. And the classes available to grab while you're here, if interested, for Limsa Lumensa, you have the Marauder, which turns into Warrior at level 30. We also have the Arcanist, which actually splits into two different jobs. For Arcanist, you can either be a Summoner, which is your DPS, and you can also be a Scholar, which is the healer. And I believe we also have Rogue that you can unlock here, which becomes Ninja at level 30. But for right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and attune myself to all the Ethernet shards here. Probably do some side quests, maybe? It might not be a good idea to actually do the side quests here, only because we're very over leveled. So a good thing to do actually is save these side quests for when you go ahead and decide to unlock the classes that are in this city, and then use those side quests to help level up that class. You also have the option to do your guild levies to help level up any classes you decide to unlock in case you get bored of the one that you chose when you first made your character. Okay, so that's everything on this side. Let's actually get to sprinting. I believe the next one should be down below, which I think is this way. Or not, actually. I tend to get lost specifically in this city. But there should be stairs leading down. Yes, okay. Yep, here's another one. There we go. And besides the combat classes you can unlock, you can also go ahead and unlock any of the crafting and gathering classes as well, and there is a lot. You can be a fisherman, blacksmith, a weaver. What else am I missing? I mean, the list just goes on, and I think I should have... There we go. So, for crafting and gathering, it's split between Disciples of Hand and Disciples of the Land. For Disciples of the Hand, you have Carpenter, Blacksmith, Armorer, Goldsmith, Leatherworker, Weaver, Alchemist, and Culinarian. And of the Land, you have Miner, Botanist, and Fisher. Likewise, you can always open up your character menu and you can see all the classes and jobs that you can get as well. And they're separated by their job roles. So you have Tank for Gladiator, Marauder, Dark Knight, Gunbreaker. Healers have Conjurer, Scholar, Astrologian, Sage. Melee DPS, Pugilist, which turns into Monk. Lancer, which turns into Dragoon. Rogue, which turns into Ninja. And then you have Samurai, Reaper, Viper, and Beastmaster. That's new. Okay then. Physical ranged, you have Archer, Machinist, Dancer. Archer turns into Bard. Magical ranged DPS, Thaumaturge, which turns into Black Mage. Arcanist, which turns into either Summoner or Scholar, depending on what you want to do. Red Mage, Pictomancer, and Blue Mage. Blue Mage and Beastmaster are limited jobs, so you can't use them normally like you would with any other class. So you can't really do dungeons and story content with them as far as I know. But yeah, that's a brief explanation on all of that. I'm gonna go ahead and attune myself to the rest of these, and then we're gonna go ahead and speak with the Admiral. So we'll be right back. Alright, we're fully attuned to Lim's Lominsa, so we can travel around here a lot easier. Let's go ahead and speak with the Admiral.
Enter. So the silver-tongued merchants send an adventurer to speak for them. It appears the Ul'dahs place great faith in you. This way. I bid you welcome. I am Melve Blufisvin, Admiral of Limsa Lominsa, and Commander of the Maelstrom. Now, what news from Thanalan?
A memorial service to honor the fallen. Seven hells, has it been 5 years? 5 years since the Garlean Empire sought to wrest Eorzea from our grasp. It was in answer to the imperial threat that the city-states formed the Grand Companies and forged the Eorzean Alliance anew. But Garlemald was not content to wager all on the simple contest of martial might. They had other plans. The Meteor Project. Legatus Nael van Darnus, Held's Taken, intended to cleanse our realm by snatching the lesser moon, Dalamud, from the heavens and casting it down upon our heads. Desperate to prevent this lunatic scheme, we marched our forces to Cartano Flats, and there we met the 7th Imperial Legion in battle. Never have I seen a fight like the Battle of Cartano, and I have seen full many. But though we gave no quarter, spared not 1 ounce of effort, we could not prevent what followed. From inside the shell of Dalamud came a winged nightmare, a dragon the size of a bloody city. 'Twas the elder primal Bahamut, bent on making an 8th hell of Eorzea. In the space of a breath, the legions of the Empire were sent aflame, while our own armies fared a little better. 'Twas as if the whole world was burning. Words cannot well describe the scene. And yet, by some miracle, a few among us were spared. Even as I steeled myself for death, a blinding white light enveloped me, robbing me of my senses. When I regained them, the dragon was gone, and the still smoldering land was warped beyond all knowing. Were Archon Louisoix still with us, he would doubtless shed some light on these unfathomable happenings. Alas, he is not, and I fear we will want for his wisdom in the days to come. For while our nations struggled to recover from the devastation, the Beastmen called forth their damned primals to torment us anew. Unless we put aside our differences and rebuild now, our foes will catch us unprepared. And I speak not only of the Beastmen. Do not imagine that the Empire has forsaken its claim on Eorzea. The Imperials crowd our borders, waiting to strike. Damn it all, we need champions to replace those we lost. But such thoughts are worse than worthless. Time is short and none will save us, save ourselves. It is the duty of every soul who survived the calamity to work together for the good of Eorzea, and this memorial service may be the very thing to unite us. Raban has the right of it. I accept his proposal. Your duty is done here, adventurer. I will see to it that the Flame General receives my reply. You travel next to Gridania, yes? Pray give my regards to the Elder Seed Seer. Oh, and tell her the wolf has been sniffing around the stables. A private jest and one in poor taste, but I would have you tell it all the same. Fare you well, Jay. May the Navigator guide you on your journey. Alright. That's one down, one to go. Alright, so same thing we did back at Limsa. We're gonna go ahead and attune ourselves to all the aetherites here. So we have an easier way of, you know, commuting from point A to point B. Why am I losing my words today? It is only 10 o'clock in the morning. Alright, so give me like a few minutes to get all this situated, and we'll be right back speaking with the Elder Seed Seer about this memorial service. Alright, sorry, we've attuned ourselves to all the aetherites here in Gridania, so we can travel through here a lot easier. Let's go ahead and drop off this letter and see what this person has to say.
So you are the Ul'dah envoy. On behalf of our fair nation, I bid you welcome. Please. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Khan-e Senna, Elder Seed Seer of Gridania, and leader of the Order of the Twin Adder, our nation's grand company. I understand you bear a message from the Flame General.
I do. A remembrance service for the fallen of Cartano. Pray tell me, adventurer, what do you know of our conflict with the Empire? It would seem my counterparts recounted the tale in some detail. That as well. A message from the Admiral? A wolf has been sniffing around her stables, you say? I see. Well, I shall be pleased to provide her with such counsel as I am able. But first, friend of my friend, I would tell you more of the Garlean threat. For the greater part of its history, Garlemald was not even among the most influential nations in Ilzabard, the northern continent. However, its innovations in the field of magitech some 50 years past helped to raise it from the depths of obscurity. Emboldened by this technology, it set about subjugating its neighbors, swiftly absorbing each into its ever-expanding territory, and when all of Ilzabard lay within its grasp, it turned its ravenous gaze upon Eorzea. Yet, Garlemald's transformation did not come about by virtue of magitech alone. Its success owed much to the consummate leadership of its first and reigning emperor, Solus Zos Galvus, the man who built an empire in his own lifetime. Yet he has lived long, and after more than 80 winters, it is said that he grows frail and ever more prone to illness. If rumors are to be believed, the matter of succession has destabilized the imperial court, This would explain the Empire's relative inactivity in recent years, which has granted us much-needed time to rebuild. Yet we cannot allow ourselves to become complacent, for Garlemald still maintains a presence in Eorzea in the form of the 14th Imperial Legion. Commanding this great host is Legatus Gaius van Baelsar, a man whose ambitions are well known to us. So long as he breathes Eorzean air, none of us may sleep easy. The calamity wreaked such devastation upon the realm that it has been all we could to do to nurse our wounds. Never mind rebuild our defenses. Simply put, we have not the strength to repel the Empire. To add to our woes, the beast tribes continue to summon their primals, whose very existence is a bane upon the land. Each nation is beset with its own primal problem. None has the resources to look beyond its own borders. The Admiral desires my counsel regarding a brazen wolf. She means to tell me that the Empire may soon resume its advance. Though the primals pose an undeniable threat to our survival, the threat posed by the Garleans is greater still. Clearly, each nation can no longer afford to think only of that which occurs within its own borders. A storm gathers upon the horizon. If we are to weather it, we must needs stand united once more. A remembrance service may help to rekindle the spirit of unity which brought the peoples of Eorzea together when last the Empire threatened our liberty. The Flame General was wise to make his proposal, and I wholeheartedly approve of it. The necessary provisions shall be made for a service here in Gridania. Your work here is done, my friend. I shall send my reply to the Flame General forthwith. I thank you for coming. May the 12 see you safely home. Ooh, alright, and we got a new skill. So we have access to airships. However, seeing as we're able to just teleport wherever we need to go, I can actually now teleport between city-states. Whoops! Without really needing to use an airship. I pray your meeting with the Elder Seedseer went well, my Lord Envoy. Correct me if I'm mistaken, but did you not also deliver a message to Admiral Merlvib Bluefishfin of Limsa? While you were there, did you happen to meet Badaron, the proprietor of the Drowning Wench? Gregarious gentleman, always happy to help his fellow man. Well, I am told that he has a task for a capable adventurer. I know not what the task entails, but I dare say the Flame General's personal envoy would make a fine candidate. If you're interested in learning more, pray speak with Badaron at his establishment. And with that, we have more tasks. Let's head back to Limsa, shall we? So essentially, we've got the gist of things. Garlean Empire is still a threat, as well as whatever primal stuff or threats that each city-state is dealing with. So, yeah, I could see why Dudes is kind of stretched thin right now. Can't exactly cover everywhere all at once. Them wanting to do a memorial service sounds good on paper, but realistically it might not even do anything. But we'll see what happens. But first, let's see what Badaron needs help with. This would be Limsa's Adventurers Guild right up here. Welcome to the Drowning Wench. Sit wherever you like, mates. I'll be with you in a... I am Badaron, alright. Who's asking? Heard as I've got a job for a capable adventurer, you say? Well, you're bloody right. Just so you're fairly warned, though, this ain't no job for the faint of heart. Things are liable to get downright bleedin' airy. But if you think you're still interested, let me know and I'll fill you in on the details. I thank you for taking the time to help me out. Now, I'm sure you're busy, so I'll come straight to the point. Word has it, some suspicious-looking buggers have been sneaking in and out of the Sastasha Sea Grot, and I need a trustworthy source to head up north of Aleport and find out who they are and what they're up to. Doesn't sound like much, I know. But it weren't so long ago as the Fishback's pet pirates paid us an unwelcome visit, and folk here are feeling a bit nervous. If you would permit me, Master Baderon, I should be happy to elaborate. Oh, hey there. Well, if it ain't the Chief Yellowjacket himself. To what do I owe this rare honor, Commodore Raynor? Come to make sure me patrons are behaving, or just thirsty? Neither, in fact. I was informed that you had requested an adventurer to assist in my investigation, and I came to offer what information I could sift from recent reports. Over the course of the past moon, there have been several sightings of an unfamiliar vessel off the coast of Aleport in the vicinity of the Isles of Umbra. This information came to my attention no more than a few weeks after a squad of my own soldiers had completed a routine patrol of the region, the Sastasha Sea Grot included. Their search revealed little, save that a family of Corels had taken up residence in the caves. Nothing to concern us, in short. In the light of recent developments, however, it would seem wise to search Sastasha again. But, with the Sahagin testing our defenses daily, I am loath to assign the task to the limited forces at my disposal. Our line is stretched as it is. Thus, I sought the services of a competent adventurer to conduct an investigation in our stead. Any aid you can offer in this matter would be greatly appreciated. You got it. Then it's settled. Sastasha is located in western Lenosha. For more detailed instructions on how to reach the place, I suggest you consult Vimelpa. She can be found at the ferry docks on the lower decks. You are the man. Good luck to you, lad. Here we go, right here. You hear about Commodore Raynor's investigation? Then he wants to board a ferry bound for Aleport. Once you arrive in western Lenosha, though, you'd best pay a visit to the Hall of the Novice before you blunder into Sastasha. The Adventurers Guild runs the hall, and the folk there will prepare you, train you with the skills you'll need to face the dangers undoubtedly waiting for you in the Sea Grot. The hall is on the way to Sastasha, just north of Aleport. Head inside and one of their seasoned adventurers will take you in hand. Best of luck to you, friend. Well, I've actually already completed the Hall of the Novice. So, we're good. We're ready. We are prepared. Of course, we'll go ahead and attune ourselves to the Aetherites here in Aleport, so we can just teleport here whenever we need to. And of course, over here, we can unlock the guild levies over here if we need to, but I'm going to leave that for whenever I decide to level up other classes. Alright, so we're good to teleport here. There is another spot, actually, way down here. Swift Perch. Let's actually go ahead and attune ourselves to that as well. It's a long walk, so we're going to be right back. Alright, we've attuned ourselves to the Aetherites down in Swift Perch. Let's go ahead and continue. Ah, you must be the adventurer of whom the Yellow Jackets sent word. I hear you're to brave the depths of the Sastasha Sea Grot. The occupants of those caves are rumored to be as numerous as they are bloodthirsty. No matter what the epic tales would have you believe, strolling into such a den of savagery alone would be the height of foolishness. No, you shall need companions, and you shall need the training we here at the Hall of the Novice can provide. I strongly suggest that you study the fundamentals of group combats before continuing on your mission. The smith here oversees the training schedules. Speak with him and you can register for exercises tailored to your particular field of expertise. When you have mastered all that our masters have to teach, then it will be time to head north once more. Report to the Yellow Jacket scouts at the mouth of the Sastasha Sea Grot and he will furnish you with the details of your duty. Thankfully, we've already completed the Hall of the Novice a few videos back, so we're good. Ah, a fellow adventurer. You too are here to unravel the mysteries of Sastasha. I have adventured across this wide realm for more seasons than I dare to count, yet still Eorzea manages to surprise me with her beauty and splendor. Our journeys are not ended by the attainment of riches or fame. It is an unquenchable thirst for the unknown that drives us into the wilds time and again. Even if I explored the world for 1,000 years, I would never grow weary of this life. Grandfather and I are companions on the road. We travel where the wind takes us and drink in all the wonders this world has to offer. Only an adventurer can understand the joy of such freedom, of discovering hidden places and experiencing sights and sounds that few may ever know. The passing years have begun to take their toll on the old man, but no force save death itself will sate his appetites for adventure. Nice, so they're doing their thing, and ooh, we have a full party of 4. What is happening here? Edda, you're so slow you'd lose a foot race to a tree slug. This is perfect for our inaugural outing as a party. Wandering around in the caves, turning over a few rocks, how difficult could it possibly be? I never expected our first visit to the Adventurers Guild would yield such a straightforward way to win fame and fortune. I'm sorry, Averay. I came as fast as I could. I tried haggling with the merchants, but 2 potions was the best I could get with the money you gave me. I had no idea how expensive they were. What took you so bloody long, Edda? If me purse was too light, you might have considered using some of your own bleeding coin to get us what we need. You've only ever been as useful as the contents of your pockets. The gods know you can barely heal a scratch. We took up the adventure in life to take on the big jobs and claim the big rewards. How are we meant to do that if you can't get our supplies in order? It's him! The one Baderon was talking to. Well, we'll see who gets the glory. This job should have been ours in the first place. All of y'all are assholes to this poor girl. Please tell me you're here on Yellow Jacket duty and not some daft sod out for a stroll. I can't take any more of this blasted waiting. You are? Thank the gods. I assume you already know about the ship seen slipping around the Isles of Umbra? We've been on the lookout for pirate activity ever since that vessel was sighted, thinking a crew of cutthroats might have a den nearby. So when we received the word that men of questionable quality had been seen passing in and out of Sastasha here, we weren't entirely surprised. I've yet to see them for myself, but if this lot belongs to those fishback-fancying serpent reavers, well, you can imagine the panic it'll cause. The kidnappings are still fresh in people's minds. Anyway, your task is to poke around in the caves and find out exactly who we're dealing with. While you do that, I'll be keeping watch out here, praying you don't spot any blue-face tattoos. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, our first dungeon has been unlocked. Enlist the aid of allied players and NPCs alike to slay monsters, solve mysteries, and defeat the mighty boss lurking in the depths. Conquering dungeons is not only a time-honored tradition of adventurers, but it also progresses the main scenario and tests your prowess at a given class or job in a timed environment. Intimidated? Fear not, dear adventurer, for with a little guidance, you too shall be clearing dungeons with confidence in no time. You may challenge a dungeon via 2 different methods, by calling upon the support of trusty NPCs, or by pooling your talent with other players, be they best friend or first acquaintance. No matter how you form your party, the trials that await you will be comparable in difficulty and experience. No matter how independent and capable you may be, a dungeon is too mighty a challenge to overcome on one's own. By choosing duty support when accessing the entrance of any applicable dungeon, you will summon a balanced team of skilled NPCs to support you on your path to glory. Just don't forget them once you're rich and famous, yes? After choosing to challenge a dungeon with NPCs via duty support, a party that perfectly complements your current class or job will be automatically created for you. All that's left is to select register for duty and you'll be battling monsters in no time. They say a burden shared is a burden halved, and with the Duty Finder you can split that burden amongst a team of players who smolder with the same passion for adventure as you do. No need to recruit such teammates yourself. The Duty Finder's matching system will automatically group players according to chosen challenge and other criteria, guaranteeing a balanced and invigorating cooperative experience for all. Once you have been matched with the party, you'll be notified by a bracing sound that the time for battle is at hand. Simply select Commence, and you and your comrades will be delivered unto the fray. Remember, the adventurers with whom you are cooperating are fellow players. Take advantage of the full and varied strengths your group possesses by communicating respectfully and often. As your journey progresses, more and more dungeons will become available until you find yourself master of a sea of tribulations overcome. But don't let completion deter you from challenging your favorite duties again. Simply open duty supports to play through dungeons you've cleared, or use the Duty Finder to do the same with dungeons not yet supported by the NPC party system. No matter your craving, you're guaranteed to find an adventure to satisfy. While this introduction of dungeons has no doubt been immortalized within the hallowed halls of your mind, if you find yourself in need of a refresher, you may access tutorial information by selecting the question mark icon in the Duty Support or Duty Finder windows. A true adventurer knows the meaning of duty. Secure your legacy by fulfilling yours. And there's your brief rundown on how dungeons work. Now, how do I want to do this, though? We have the option, like we were just told, we could do this with a group of NPCs or with other players. We'll go ahead and, just as the first time dungeon, we'll try and do this with a group of NPCs. I could do this with other players, of course, make it faster, but I want to see how good the actual NPCs are when doing the group content with a player. Let's see how well they can handle a huge group. Let's say about here is a good stopping point. Alright, I believe I did miss something back here though. So dungeons, there'll probably like be some light puzzles that you gotta do, nothing too crazy. In this instance, we need to, let's take a look at this memo. You find a bloodstained scrap of parchment with a message scrawled upon it in faded ink. The captain likes his seas blue. So we're gonna go ahead and remember that because there will be a puzzle up ahead. Well, further ahead, actually. But not all dungeons are gonna have stuff like that. They're more or less pretty straightforward. Go in, kill all the things, kill the boss, and you're good. So, doing dungeons with the NPCs is totally fine, nothing wrong with that. Only downside is you can't really do huge pulls of enemies like you would be able to do if you were playing with actual human players. So I think I will slow it down just a tad. Oh shit, whoops. Didn't even see this one. Alright, so that... Whoops, are they still fighting? Alright, they're good. Alright, so that letter that we saw back at the beginning of the dungeon, the captain likes his seas blue. Obviously, you gotta interact with the blue coral. Interact with it. You'll have a switch that shows up. But we got a boss fight, so we can't really do anything with that yet. Alright, and when doing dungeons, you'll end up getting some pretty decent gear for yourself. And let me see if we got anything that we can actually use. Oh shoot, yep. Alright, let's continue. Oh, man's busted out the limit break. Although, because I'm pretty over leveled right now, level has been synced down to 18, so any gear I do find in this dungeon, I might not even be able to get any use out of, with the exception of the previous gear that I just found after we beat the first mini-boss, so to speak. Oh shit. Oh, okay, it was just one additional enemy. Oh, nope, 2 additional enemies. Gotta wait for my teammates. Alright, I got their attention. We should be good now. Nice. I should be able to take care of the guys here and over here. Come one, come all. Go. Oh, wait, we need a key. Oh, okay, one of the enemies did drop a key. I did not notice that. Another key. I actually want to bring you a little closer to this gate. At least this way, once those wolves get loose, I can tag them all with a quick use of my total eclipse and just grab them all at once. That's the plan, anyway. We'll see how well that actually goes. There we go. I think they're good. Almost. Oh, god damn it, he's running away again. Alrighty, this should be the last boss for this dungeon. Oh shit, well, GG's, man's got cooked immediately. Ah, okay. So unfortunately the NPCs are not smart enough to actually do boss mechanics. So when you're doing this boss fight, whenever you get that prompt that says there's unnatural ripples forming on the these grates here, you want to interact with them to prevent more enemies from spawning into the fight. But right now looks like things are gonna get a bit more complicated than it needs to be. Alright, they got it. Nice, that wasn't totally bad. Nice, very, very nice. At the end of each dungeon, you'll have a treasure coffer for you to open up to get whatever loot that's there. And then we exit. Easy peasy, and oh, the adventurers that were out here have cleared out. Cool. Let's head back to Limsa, turn this in, and see what's next. Aye, such a task was on the books. Was in mind. I'm afraid that ship has already sailed, friend. Ah, might you be the adventurer who accepted the job of investigating Sastasha? Yes. It would seem the ship has not only sailed, but now returns to harbor none the worse for its voyage. A pity. We dragged our boots too long on this one. No matter, the wheel will turn and our chance will come. You are right, of course, but there shall be no rest till we have attained our goal, lofty though it may be. Not a wink of sleep, great leader. Our aim, lest you wonder, is to perform such feats of heroism as will earn us a place in the songs of every alehouse in Eorzea. We mean to write a legend which will inspire adventurers as yet unborn to follow our shining example. Do you have such a goal? Large or small, it matters not. Only have a star to reach for and you will reach higher. Purpose can sustain you through times of hardship. Keep your eye on the prize and all obstacles will be overcome in time. You would not think to stride into battle unclad, would you? Well, golds are as arms and armor for the spirit. I wish you fortune in your endeavors, sir. Huh. Wise words to live by, I think. Good bunch of adventurers. Nice. Back then, are ye? With all your limbs and a tale to tell, I'll wager. Oh yeah, so there was a lot that happened in there. There were pirates, the Sahagin were there as well. Fishbacks. And there I was thinking you'd only have to crack a pirate skull or 3. 7 hells. You turn your back for 5 bloody minutes and the scaly bastards have set up shop on your bleeding doorstep. Still, sounds like you left them in pieces, so I don't suppose they'll be carrying out whatever mischief they were planning. Unless they was planning on feeding themselves to the fauna of Sastasha, of course. Any road, all's well that ends well. On behalf of Limsa, I thank you for shedding some light on this mystery. You've lived up to your reputation, and I couldn't ask for no more than that. Now, I'll bet you're dying for a rest, but just in case you're not, I was wondering if you might be interested in taking on another job. It just so happens that I've had a request from our sister guild in Gridania, see? Seems the forest folk are in need of a venturer what can get things done. For them to ask for help like this, you can bet the task won't be no skip through a sunny glade. But after the way you dealt with our fishback infestation, I doubt it's anything you can't handle. Give us a shout when you're ready, and I'll lay it out for you. Oh, we've unlocked the party finder. Alright, unfortunately, that's gonna have to be it for tonight. A lot of these videos are turning out to be over an hour long, and I need to figure out a system or a format for me to shorten these things so it's not too long each time. But I do appreciate you guys tuning in and watching, and hopefully tomorrow or maybe over the weekend or during the next day off I have, we'll continue. Chances are if I get to the really good bits, I'll probably just start live streaming this from here on out. At least that way I'll be able to get more done in a shorter span of time, because I have until January to complete what I want to complete on here before Evercold releases. That, and obviously this whole replay through is going to be a nice refresher on how the game operates, because holy crap, I haven't played this game in so long. But anyway, I'm rambling on again. Hope y'all have a good evening. See y'all next time. Take care.